Hey guys, I'm CLINTFLAIRWOOO. Welcome back to another Division 2 build video, and we're in title update 6. This is my second build video amongst many more that are dropping very soon. This build is insane. It really is. And this is all about dealing a lot of explosive damage and a lot of bleed damage. I'm running double bleed, as you can see, no heals, which means I need some kind of sustenance that will keep me alive. And I do have that once we go through the build, but this one is crazy. And why I say it's crazy is because I love dealing explosive damage, and this build does that. A lot of people have said to me on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, and they have said that explosive damage is gone. My Seeking Mind build is shit, it's trash, and I present you this beast of a build. I'm presenting you the Hive Stinger, which is mental. Now it's had this crazy buff, and now it doesn't have a cooldown. You pick it up, it will blow this shit up, and yes, it will deal bleed damage as well. And this also affects, again, damage to elites, which is nice. So it absolutely rinses through armor like no business, gives their NPCs a bleed, and then you have the explosive Seeker Mine, which also deals bleed damage. So yes, this is a double bleed build. Guys, enjoy the footage. Now let's take a look at the build. Yes guys, I'm CLINTFLAIRWOOO. First and foremost, take a look at my sexy outfit. I'm fresh from an audition from the Village People. Yeah, I'm looking kind of dapper. We'll just take a spin round. Look at that. Look at that, guys. I've pinked up. I'm definitely wearing that pink candy weapon skin. It's looking kind of sexy in all honesty, but hey ho, that's me. But yes, I'm CLINTFLAIRWOOO, and I'm bringing you another build. It's all about Seeker Mines and the Hive Stinger. This build is crazy. I love it, and it's something I wanted to give to you guys ASAP so you can have a whirl and see what you think. This build deals 3 million plus explosive damage. And Seeker Mines are gone. My Seeker Mine build is destroyed. Well, take a look at this. Try and mimic it and let me know what you think. Let's do this. Guys, here we go. This is my 3 million plus Seeker Mine build, which is mental. Now, this can be used primarily in PvE, and it can be used in PvP. I have tested this in PvP against a couple of players, and it does fare pretty well because of the double bleed, and it is insane. It really is. In a group scenario, it is fantastic. Solo, this is so strong. Again, challenging content is a doddle with this build. Seeker Mines are still insane. Hive Stinger is mental. But guys, enough me jibber-jabbering on. Let's go through the build and the gear step by step. Now, the specialization is the Nerf gun specialization, which that rocket, and that's awesome. I'm thoroughly enjoying that. That will boost my skill power by 50%, which is needed on this build to get me to that 2937, which unlocks the mods that I need. That's why I'm rolling with that specialization. Plus, it's just so cool. I get 10% skill damage from that as well. I'll be able to heal my party members within 10 meters. It's just a really good specialization. It's my go-to for skill builds. It genuinely is. Now, let's go for the gear. Now, the mask. The mask is China Light Industries Corporation. That's 10% explosive damage. Integral. Guys, yeah, integral to the build. Make sure you have one piece China Light. In terms of the attributes, its damage to elites 41%, skill haste 19%, and the talent destructive of 40%. That's 50% explosive damage on the build so far, and 41% damage to elites. This could be higher. Anything above 40% is good. If you see higher, a friend of mine has got 52%. Screw you, sir. You're really good RNG. Mine's not that good, but anyway, you can get much higher than what I have. So again, keep farming, and now with targeted loot, it's so much easier to farm. So yeah, this is a decent mask. Let's take a look at the chest piece. Chest piece is ongoing directive. I have 2 pieces, which is 25% bleed damage. I'm using that for my Seeker Mines and the Hive. Now, skill power is 591. My armor is 18,958. and Headshot Kill XP is the second utility stat. Now, ideal scenario, if you can get explosive damage on there, which Ongoing Directive does drop occasionally, make sure you have it because it will give you a lot more damage on your Seekers. So if you see one, try and, again, recalibrate it onto another piece. But yes, guys, it only drops on, from what I've seen, Ongoing Directive chest pieces. Now the mods, weapon damage with assault rifle damage. The defensive mod is armor with total armor 5.5%. And the utility mod is skill power, increased burn, increased shock. I'm using this because it just gets me over the amount I need to unlock my mods. So that's the only reason why I'm using this really high rolled mod. Now, the holster again is Ongoing Directive. Attributes skill power, skill haste. And the mods, weapon damage, assault rifle damage twice. You can see 2 decently rolled ones there on my holster. Now, on to the knee pads. Knee pads are Fenris group. I'm using that because A, 10% assault rifle damage, that helps me in the build. That means I can do some damage with this build. You know, you generally can. Health 13,547. Hard hitting, damage to elites. You need hard hitting somewhere on your build. I've opted for the knee pads because it has patience. So I don't need any heal because I know when I'm in cover, I will regenerate health. And that's really, really cool. It's like Wolverine. After being in cover 5 seconds, armor repair repairs by 5% every second. And that means the world, especially for skill builders like me. It's nice to get that heal back if you're not rolling with a heal. So patience. And given I have 7 defensive stats, that helps. So patience had to be on the build. The BTSU gloves, I mean, I know there's some people that still don't have these. They are amazing. So just guys, keep farming. You will get these soon enough. They are superb. Now, while I'm rolling with this, we'll go through the talents. Elemental Gadgetry. Skills that apply status effects gain 50% status effect duration and plus 50% skill haste. So in terms of that effect duration, I have 2 skills that offer status effect, i.e. the Seeker Mine with the bleed and the Hive Stinger also with the bleed. So I can pop either one and I will get the blue turn to red. Energy Infusion. Whenever you apply a status effect, your gloves become infused with that effect for 60 seconds. And as I said, that'll be for the bleed damage. While infused, you gain plus 10% skill damage, 10% skill repair and healing, 10% skill duration for each utility stat that you have. Applying the same status effect while infused does not refresh the infusion. So it'll last you 60 seconds, and as soon as that minute is up, then again you pop another status effect. And that could be from your Seeker Bleed, your Hive Bleed, or something like your EMP grenade that also offers the status effect of shock. So yes guys, it does work. Now, 10% skill damage, that's per utility stat. I have 10 utility stats. That means that's 100% skill damage, 100% skill healing and repair, 100% skill duration. So guys, yes, insane. BTSU gloves are the go-to or best in slot for gloves, definitely. If you don't have them, use Terminate. Terminate is a decent alternative if you don't have them. Charge proxies. Whenever you throw a skill 1.25 seconds after landing, it creates an explosion, applying the infused status effect to all enemies within 6 meters. Enemies affected by the infused status effect take 50% more damage from your skills. Nice. In terms of the mods, skill power with headshot kill XP and explosive damage, and that helps. And skill power and bleed damage, that also definitely helps. Armor, total armor, and explosive resistance being the defensive mod. And finally, the backpack. I've opted for this backpack. By all means, there is an alternative that will give you more damage or more utility, but I want to go through this and why I'm using it. The guard brand set, I'm going to get 5% total armor. The attributes are armor 10,386, 245 skill power, 16,128 health, and the talents. The talents are on the ropes. Weapon damage is increased by 15% while all skills are on cooldown. So with this, as soon as you pop your Seeker, the Seeker it's a 15-second cooldown. So if the Hive is inactive and I've thrown the Seeker Mine, even though the charges are filling up, the refill speed is about 3 seconds, you will still have on the ropes available for a lot of the time, or 15 seconds of the time. So once your seeker's going, so it does work, and I like this in PvE because it gives me the extra damage on my CTAR. So this is a good talent to have. I know people won't use this. They will see past it and go, I'd rather tech support to get the extra 25% damage. I get it. I understand completely. However, I do like extra weapon damage, and it just makes me a little bit more tankier. Now, Vital, which is 25% health, and that again, that gives me that little bit of survivability, whether that be in the DZ or whether that be in PvE. So I'd rather have 70k health than 56k health. Again, I'm missing out on a other talent, but still, Vital is a good talent to have on this build. It gives me more survivability, which is key. The mods: skill power, explosive damage, increased kill XP, total armor, and protection from elites being the defensive mod. Now, in terms of the weapons, primary weapon is the CTAR. CTAR, I like this weapon. I like the high RPM of 900. And again, I'll show you a reason why I like this very shortly, but I do genuinely like the CTAR, and it feels in a good place now. Before it was just high RPM, literally no damage. Now it feels a lot more balanced. So the talents: Sadist, deal plus 30% weapon damage to bleeding enemies. After 3 kills, applies bleed to the next enemy you hit. This is really cool, and this also buffs your skills. That's an extra 30% damage to your skills. Yes, it does work. It's been tested, and it's great. So if you're going to roll with either one of these builds or skills, then make sure you have a talent that is similar to the skill. So, for example, with the bleed, I'm using Sadist. If I was using a flame turret, I would use Ignited. And guys, it does work. If I'm using the Firefly Blinder, use the Eyeless talent. It works. It's guaranteed to work. So think about that once you're building your builds. Distance, 15% optimal range. You could go for Allegro, which would be nice on this. And recharge, while equipped skills deployed at full armor have 25% duration, charges, and ammo. The mods: accuracy, round, crit chance, and damage to elites. That's key on this build. My secondary is the Merciless Exotic Rifle. A lot of people say use another weapon archetype that will give me Rooted, that will give me something else. However, I've opted for this because of this. Brutality, the holstered talent. While holstered, landing a shot has a 5% chance to deal plus 100% damage as explosive damage. Now, going back to the mask, I have the talent Destructive. I also have the Childlike Industries Corp brand set, which is 10% explosive damage. That's 50%. And plus there's a few mods that equate to about 6%. That's 56% explosive damage. That's pretty cool. And then we take in consideration this. This means this procs, you're going to hit 60, 70, 80k. You're going to hit very, very hard on NPCs. And again, you can take in consideration damage to elites. And this is a really strong talent to have. A holstered talent, may I add. In terms of the other talents, I don't use the Merciless for those whatsoever. I mean, they're good, don't be wrong, but not what I want. I want this. Again, for that extra explosive damage, which is cool. It doesn't synergize with your skills, but it works on your CTAR, and due to the high RPM, it has a higher chance to proc more often. So that's something I would think about. If you're going to roll with something like slow rate, far like an AKM, then what you got to think about it is by the time you've shot your clip through, then it ain't going to work. You know, you might get it once, but with the CTAR, again, the higher RPM, the better the brutality talent is. Something to bear in mind, and that's what I've got on this build. Again, they're the fixed mods on the Merciless. My sidearm is 93R, and I'm using this because we're in rhythm, just to get the skills back a little bit quicker. You could use this one, which has got Rooted on. In fact, I'm going to equip that now, and I'm going to test it in the firing range, but Rooted is pretty cool. So you have a choice. You have a choice of rhythm or Rooted. Again, I'm easy. We're going to try Rooted. We're going to see how much damage it does using this talent. Now that's the build. Let's look at the skills. What are all the skills about? Now with the Hive Stinger, that's a 2.9 second refill speed. 185k damage. And the mods, damage, and charges, I believe. Yes. Now, the latter two mods, they are very good mods. They could be higher if they're around about 2,800, 2,900. It's in such a good place for this. But, again, I need to grind a little bit more to get slightly better mods. But you can see it does crazy damage as is. And also applies the bleed status effect. So it works. And you've seen in the footage, it is actually really strong now. In terms of the second skill, it is the Explosive Seeker Mine. Now with that, again, it's a cooldown of 15 seconds. It's 1,000,000 damage base. 1,065,991. That's your base damage. And again, if you're rolling with an AR, you will get the health damage and that transfers to the Seekers. So AR would be your weapon of choice. Now the mods, skill haste, damage, and more damage. The latter mod is good. I wish it had a slightly better one, but I'll take what I've got. As you can see, this build could be stronger. That damage could be 1.1 million quite easily. And again, if you're using the Demolitionist specialization, you'll get an extra 25% explosive damage, so that would be a lot more. But I enjoyed the Nerf gun specialization. Again, this can be stronger. Think tech support, think Demolitionist, and again, you've got the extra 50% damage. So something to really bear in mind. It could be even more kick-ass, this build. Now, we'll go through the big bit, which is 4, 7, 10. That's how I'm running. The primary damage is 13.5k, 900 RPM, 265k armor. So that means, I can survive quite easily. 71k health and 3k skill power. And the stats, let's go through them now. Weapon damage 13.5k. Crit chance 5%, crit damage 25%, headshot damage 55%, reload timer 2 seconds. Now, 34% assault rifle damage from a skill build, that's pretty cool. 71% damage to elites, and that is because my mask has 41%, my knee pads have 25%, there's 66, and 5% on my CTAR. So something to really, really bear in mind is get your damage to elites as high as you can get it. And there's explosive damage of 55%. Guys, this could be higher. Now let's see how good this is. Okay, guys, you can see it's on very, very hard. Well, very hard is what it is. Let's just take a look at the NPCs. Right, let's get the bleed on. Right, what we're going to do first is pop our Hive Stinger. Let's take a look. 830k. That's nice. 21.5k bleed on elites. Now let's pop a Seeker. Let's see how good this is. 2.3 million. Not bad, not bad. I'll take that. Could be better. Let's try. So 830k is nice, isn't it? It's genuinely nice. Now that's it. The infused effect is on the gloves. Let's take a look. Wow. 3.8 million. Yes, guys, 3.8 million, which is crazy. You see the Hive Stinger absolutely rinses. It rinses, it really does. Let's just try this one more time. 4 million. 4.3 million damage. Guys, 4.3 friggin' million. Now you can see this is absolutely crazy. And we'll test it one more time to see how strong this is. It's 830k. That's what we're looking at. Top damage on damage to elites on the Hive Stinger. Now the Seeker Mines, again, it's mental. Over 3 million. Again, it fluctuates, but you've seen over 4 million damage. Freaking awesome, it really is. But guys, Seeker Mines are still viable. Seeker Mines are still bloody fantastic. You just have to build them similar to the way I built them, but you will get even more kick-ass damage. Think tech support, you can get even more damage. Think Demolitionist. So many more options, but I'm showcasing this build because this one has been kick-ass for me. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like. If you want to see more Division 2 content, you know what you need to do. Smash that sub button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.